Okay, so Procopia, Mario Kart, Resident Evil, Promata, and in regards to the other collection, which I'm still only would do if it was at half the price, 69 out of 70 behind both Dispatch and Paper Mario: A Thousand Year Door. No offense, Bub, I think you jinxed it, man. So, with that in and part of my celebration of this franchise, and also in my pleasant announcement that once again, and my full review of Legends of the Ace set to go live on Thursday. Hey, so might as well talk about the highly anticipated next installment of the franchise. So, here is a discussion on Pokemon Winds and Waves, the 10th generation, which will be releasing in 2027, I would presume, quarter 4 at this stage. And one thing I will just get off my chest about Champions: the whole foofra makes me glad that this game got an entire calendar year or more to work on. It'll make all the difference. So let's begin. I've been actually meaning to do this for a while, Kyle, especially given and how things have been going well, how the other games have been had in the system, which 1 year, nearly 1 year and 17 million units later, has not become the Wii U 2. And even someone does not put that much stock, as much stock in graphics as much as other people do, even I will admit, it looks fantastic so far, and with how they juxtapose the avatars who, right now, I'm calling Lane, Wendy, and shall we say, hey, Surf, because I'm not sure what I'll call all my avatars when the game actually comes out. But it's absolutely incredible what I'm seeing so far, and it looks like it was indeed correct about the island archipelago region, heavily influenced by the islands of the Philippines and Greece. He's furthering how they're not just relying on influence from East Asian countries anymore, but also they like the whole Mediterranean look and feel about it. These new Pikachu variants also look really cute with how tan they are and how they have their own matching hats for the player avatars, as I would expect. I sincerely hope they also keep the idea of the universal cosmetics from ZA, which it is no different from how Animal Crossing Splatoon have made it so you can be worn by any avatar now, or how Fortnite is a game where people don't ask questions, where people are vibing while dressed as Superman, Finn and Jake, and Rumi. Hey, I will just deal with this supposed new mode as it comes, especially if Disney's involved, basically making it their answer to Arc Raiders, so to speak. But I get ahead of myself here. I'm also really enjoying what people are saying about how the basic starters, even someone who's not as actively wondering what the stage 1 2 points will be like as others. So I do think Brout looks cute. Hoots as another little island burb, Fallout Rowlet, given how popular that round bowl was, as well as its evolved forms. I mean, if I had to say now, I will be starting with Palmer in Winds and Gekwa in Waves, because the former, I am okay either way with whatever evolved from what takes. I'm not against it just continue to stand on all its legs, but I was looking for this the other time. Based on my boy Incineroar here, I'm very much on team 4 legs good, 2 legs better in all respects. Next main. And Gekwa, another water lizard to join my boy Sobble and his evolutionary line. Hein, Hein, that in itself definitely has a lot of intrigue with me. As just the fact they're going to keep iterating upon the open world design concepts. Except I personally think the Island Archipelago approach is a sound one. And, I'm not sure about the survival aspects of the claiming, but I guess we'll find out soon enough, about what that would entail. The idea sounds interesting to me as even someone who does not play that many survival games at all. If anything, I can't imagine, given how like the crafting features have been more prominent in more recent games have been there in some capacity in Generation 2 with the apricorns. Horns. I wouldn't mind if something was included either. I mean, if anything, it should be a better fit for the whole kind of game they want to make than High Guard was, And in all fairness, as whether or not they have the basic structure of the gym challenge or some entirely new kind of quest that's lying in mind, I welcome it. I also open whether or not they want to include some new who way to augment battles, be they based like in previous installments, or her action based like in Legends titles. I don't know about the proposed Legends Gala title being supposedly being prehistoric. I was personally would if I was calling the shots, I would make it like a steampunkish this adventure, or we're using Hammerlock and Motorstoke as hubs, being in the 19th century Industrial Revolution, but that's just me. As for her, the anime, that's another story. I actually read summaries of the most recent episode, and what I saw did not particularly impress me. I also have mixed feelings towards what I keep hearing, especially since there's two major and highly conflicting reports about the remainder of Horizons. Means that some reports I hear are claiming that they had to renew the show for a whole other year here because they're caught off guard by the games being delayed for a full year here. Here, other ones are claiming that the show's actually been cancelled, like it actually could end as soon as this month, then even undergo a brief hiatus this ahead of the next anime. The one constant I keep hearing, however, is that they're gonna have different protagonists, whether or not it ends up being you know who or someone and completely new, who and even more so, that it's gonna be like a back to basics approach, which that aspect at least I can get behind, which I've been advocating for even. But because I can appreciate what they were trying to do on paper with Horizons. I would never get more into that as I'm currently drafting in in my look at Terrastal whole debut onward. Her that's her, but as time has gone on it's definitely has not panned out the way I would have hoped. And there's a lot of people who are barely even mentioning the anchor character and just pointing out how the rating and animation have taken on a major hit since the time jump. Especially Hey, hey, that's whether and no matter. I mean, but what I keep hearing is it's gonna be they're still gonna have take what worked about Horizons, like the idea at least of a character-driven storyline, but focus that on more conventional adventure and gym challenge as opposed to who whatever they're trying to do about all these influencers and now a giant and pink core of aquarium. I'm not using like the dub's name for it. I mean, what guys, it's not happening. And and I definitely hope that maybe I could also see switching to a different format, like maybe making quasi seasonal, like how One Piece has gone that way. Hey, given how Elbaf just started, and I'm almost caught up for that. I mean, that and maybe hey, given how they've been going non-stop up for almost 30 years compared to other her its contemporaries who have had some breaks in the past. I'm not going to be too surprised if Horizons ends up ending sooner than later and they end up taking at least a little hiatus. I mean, this and because I'm being completely honest, I don't think they have enough material to extend this for another year here, nor or am I would have been way more open to what they were claiming about trying to bring material from the source about a year or two ago. Now, I guess I'm just on the fan base just wants current and run to be over at some point soon. To bring this back around, and I still maintain that the way they decided to approach the release is actually something of a blessing in disguise. Is given how they don't have to keep rushing and and for all the complaints I kept hearing, which a lot more people are now coming around to say that they were exaggerated as intended to be, it's clear that the whole extra year in, in development definitely did this title in my hand a lot of good. Was I mean, my I my personal take of not just a game but anything is not based on how many features it has, but rather how well it works. I mean, if I get more use out of a vehicle whole whole then that is practical and gets me where I'm going than one that has as many doodads as a shuttlecraft. I'm gonna go with something that's more practical. I mean, well, and I personally hate, hate thinking in some lords trying to Beetlejuice who say failed into existence aren't really working at all. I mean, like manifesting can be useful for showing what you want to do, but it's not magic in of itself. I mean, I don't know if I'd like to point that out. And even and Scarlet and Violet have managed to turn things around a lot with a switch to cementing it in the same way, hey, that the newer generation systems cement a redemption for Cyberpunk as well. I mean, also to a point where there's a lot of overlap in terms of fandom and just how, even when the absolute states that both games launched in, and that a lot of people still stood by them, um, no matter what. And all things considered, I definitely have plenty of fill the space before then, and I would definitely keep you posted about any further developments on this game, especially since given how the complexity of a lot of newer systems have meant the dev cycle is going to get getting longer. I'm actually glad had that we're going to be going into a somewhat more regular-ish dev cycle. I mean, well, because even I think the age of annual installments for a lot of ones, and apart from um, sports titles may likely be near its end.
Mm.
I would also like to state that this is just gonna be the last Pokemon video before the ZA review goes up. But don't worry, I'll have many more over the next 12 months and change, especially after that goes live on Thursday. I'll probably be starting like the chronicling Pokemon Chronicles in earnest. This while I draft the next RX Horizons arc reviews. So you also see some other kind of videos. I also still maintain that I'm really prioritizing Resident Evil 9 among Capcom titles, and also hearing really good things about Pragmata as well. Oh, also look excited for Mega Man Dual Override, personally way more than Star Force. Anyway, that'll be all for now, and I'll see you all later this week with my full review of Pokemon Legends CA, and I look forward to telling you more as information goes on Pokemon Winds and Waves. That'll be all for now, so take care, everyone.